Well, you need to read her story.
I will read her story.
Unplanned. Well, now, if you really do want information, then would you?
I would read it.
The book with me. Have you got a copy?
I don't have a copy of Unplanned. I've got a copy of another book, Forbidden Grief, by Dr. Teresa Burke, the founder of Rachel's Vineyard, and it
That's
talks about post-abortion.
Yep, I will read that. I also, it's still.
Will you take it?
Her name is Annie.
Yeah, you can go and give me a book.
What's her name? Annie. Anne. What's the name of the lady with the one who did the Unplanned? Somebody may over there know, but it's
Abby Johnson.
Abby Johnson. There we go. Abby Johnson.
I just think that shutting down medical clinics and approaching women when they're already very traumatized is wrong, and I think it's manipulative, and I think that, you know, I mean, again, God is the final judge of us all if you're a Christian. So, you know, I mean, what you're doing here is you're making people feel very judged. And you might be helping some women, but I think the vast majority of women who go through these doors, actually, you're making what they're experiencing a million times worse. A lot of these women are very educated. They know that maybe it's not about money, maybe it's not about things like that. And what you're doing is you're making them feel awful. And, you know, I'm sorry, I just don't think that's cool. Like I said, protest outside of Parliament, do stuff like that. But approaching women when they're feeling incredibly vulnerable, I think is wrong. And I think what you're doing, stopping access for women to medical care. If you shut down Planned Parenthood clinics, particularly in the deep south of America, that's what you're doing. Because these women have no medical insurance, they have no access to health care.
Whatever good they may be doing, okay, is completely outweighed by the
So basically, what you're saying is, what you're saying is, okay, so what you're saying is that,
Listen to what he's saying.
so you're saying it's all about the greater good then, so it doesn't matter about the lives or the emotional welfare or the health of certain women. Well, it doesn't matter to you.
They damage the emotional.
Do you think we come here and do what we do, and I stand out here
But
all
what you've
day,
just said is disgraceful.
It's not this.
I'm afraid.
No, what you've just said is disgraceful.
Do you believe in human rights? Okay, what is the most fundamental right you have as a human being?
The right to life.
Exactly.
I don't believe a fetus is a human being. I'm sorry, that's the difference.
What we're doing because you don't believe
No,
that.
I understand.
Okay,
no, I do understand.
If you can prove, that life does not, you know, begin at conception, that in the womb, that there is not life within the womb of a pregnant woman, then we will go away today.
Can you prove the existence of God to me? Can you now?
No.
Can
that's
you?
A belief, but science.
That's a belief.
Science says that life begins at conception.
I want to show you this. How old is that baby?
I have no idea. It's a plastic toy.
That is a 9-week.
It's representative of
an
unborn baby at 10 weeks after conception.
Sucking its little thumb, and it's got its fingernails and toe. That is not a bunch of cells. That's a 9-week-old. That is not a blob of tissue. That is a little baby in the womb. A fetus is a Greek word for little person. That is a little person. That you were like that in your mother's womb. And it's interesting that all the people like yourself who are pro-choice and very vocal about it are already born. You're already born. Of course, it's all right for you to be pro-choice. You've been given your life. You've been allowed to live here. You've been allowed to see the light of the day. You've obviously got 2 great parents who brought you up and given you an education. What about the rights of that little baby not allowed to live?
What about the rights of the mother?
Yes, well, not about
you know?
to live, but the baby.
What about the rights of a mother life?
And so
actually,
the cost of choice is too high when it denies another human being its right to life. Okay.
Yes.
And a lot of women who have abortions, they don't feel they have a choice, and
a lot of women do, and I understand.
Help and support. So
you can offer them help and support on the internet. I'm sorry, the majority. Well, exactly. So why do you need to approach women who have probably already made up their mind and have very good reasons for it, and make them feel shamed and make them feel bad?
They've already made up their mind and they go through.
Why do they change their mind here at the door?
They change their mind, and they are very grateful to us and say, "Keep up the good work. One day I may come and join you." Now,
I'm sure that people do change their mind, but if you're saying that every woman who walks, you know, who walks through the door of that clinic, I mean, what you're saying as well is if we ban abortion, all that's going to happen is there are backstreet abortions.
Did you hear what I said earlier?
Yes, I know. You're not trying to see. You're trying to make the situation of abortion unthinkable.
Unthinkable, yes.
And what I'm trying to say to you is you could make that situation happen a lot quicker if you directed your energies into, like I said, alleviating poverty, working with maybe as a carer for disabled children. Do you do any of those things? Oh, good for you.
I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. That is not what we're called to do. There are other people that are called to that. You can't be all things to all people. You have to focus. When you go to work, what do? Do you try to do 6 jobs all at once? No, you choose one job that you're called to do in some way. You don't say, oh, I shouldn't be doing this job. I'll be going and doing those 5 over there. I'm afraid your argument doesn't work. We are called to work in this sector.
Called by who?
By God. Because I know you don't believe in God, but we do believe in God.
I know, and I respect that.
We believe in a creator who created you, who loves you to bits, and one day you'll know he's real.
And in the meantime,
and then everything will be revealed. Everything will be revealed, but that actually may not be, well, we have to leave it with God, because God is very gracious. He's full of love, and he's full of grace. And he gives us free will, and he will not remove anybody's free will for them. So to have a creative God who's created you in your womb, and you were given the right to live, God's heart grieves enormously when a baby he's created in the womb is not allowed to live, but he has to give that woman the free choice to do what she does with the baby. It's like when Christ said on the cross, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do.
And I would say the same about you. I think that what you are doing is wrong. And if you want to take your protest and not harass women outside of here, because that's what you're doing. Well, I'm sorry, that's not my friend's experience when she came here in March. And I just think that's disgusting. Like I said, you have the right to your opinion, you have the right to protest, but to harass and shame women as they're in a very vulnerable position.
We're not harassing.
Thank you. No, you are harassing women, and it's wrong. And if you have so much respect for the right of life, you should have respect for the women who walk through those doors.
We do, and that's why we don't
here.
Want to. Yeah.
Well,
exactly
I think a lot of those women don't want you to be here.
We don't want them to make the tragic mistake of killing their own child in the womb.
Why are you assuming it's a tragic mistake? Maybe some women do regret it.
We know many women. I've got 9
You know many
girlfriends.
women. I'm sure you know many women. That's because you look at them. I know many women who don't regret it.
Well, we meet a lot.
And I'm sorry but if I got pregnant now, I would have an abortion. And the last thing I would want to see would be you guys out here trying to make me feel bad about a decision that has nothing to do with you.
What your feelings were on that, you would still be wounded by that experience. It would still
how
be
do you
a
know?
negative thing on
So as a man, how would you possibly know anything about pregnancy? Anything about... No, I'm sorry, you can't get pregnant. This is a choice that you would never have to make.
That's true. I can't get pregnant. The man is the father.
But the man is the father. The man is the father.
Well,
I don't have to personally experience lots of things to know that they're wrong.
Well, yeah, but you're never going to go through the trauma of being raped by your father, for example, and then being pregnant, and then going to a clinic.
Let's talk about rape.
I have actually come across a lot of men who've been raped because I deal in prisons as
well.
But
they haven't got pregnant from them, and I know all about male rape. That's what my dissertation was on.
Okay, do you want to answer your question about rape?
Of abortions are done because of rape. Okay, how is the woman meant to get over the trauma of the rape if you put another trauma on top of her?
Well, another trauma of you guys harassing her as she walks into a clinic.
Did you know most women choose to keep their babies when they conceive as a result of rape?
Do you have any statistics for that? Do you have a source for that?
Not in my pocket, but there is sources.
Unless you can give me a source, then you shouldn't quote it.
You'll find it. You've already said you found stuff on the internet, so you can find that as well. Hello, my darling.
I'm Marco. What's your name?
Peggy.
Peggy.
Okay, I think I'm done here now.